once again, Boomer. Oh, come on! Boomer! Boomer! Hey, everybody, welcome to Louie's, the spring game, Friday night post game. Guys, we're the Sooner Football. I'm Terry from the Sooner Football Fans Podcast. Rob is working at the stadium right now, cleaning up our mess that you left all your hot dog packages and your beer cans. And Caleb is on his way here, but we're going to go ahead and get started. We do have door prizes up here. We got Tailgate Like a Champion shirts. We have an autographed Lincoln Riley poster. We have some tailgate equipment. So if you guys want to, we're giving it away free of charge. Just enter your name in the packet. We'll be giving it away here in a little bit. But if you don't listen to our podcast, what is wrong with you? Okay, it is called Sooner Football Fans Podcast. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Play Music. Anywhere you listen to your podcast, that's where you can find us at. And you can also meet us up here at Louie's every Thursday night. We come out here and enjoy food and drink. Sometime more drink than food. Most of the times I have more drink than food. But that's the type of person I am. But we appreciate everybody coming out. We've got folks from all over. As far away as South Jersey. We got Bill from South Jersey here. So if you live farther away than that, let us know. But anyway, on my right, we have two people that are going to start doing, going to talk a little bit of Oklahoma football with us. We got Demo, and if you can't see on the video, he wants followers on his Twitter account. What's your Twitter account?
You can follow me at Morton LB53 or search me by Derek, aka Demo.
So, and then we have Louie Claiborne from Tulsa, right? Claiborne. What?
Claiborne.
Whatever. You have to talk into the microphone.
Okay, sorry.
Or they can't hear you.
I got you.
So, Demo, what did you think about the spring game? Did you learn anything? Or are you just like everybody else that
we learned something we already knew, and that's Jalen's QB1 from the word go. Tanner came out there, did his thing. He tried. I think he tried to prove something. Yeah. Because Jalen came in with all the hype. As soon as he mentioned he was coming to Oklahoma and arrived in Norman, everybody assumes he's QB1. He went out there and played like QB1.
Yeah.
Tanner, we always hear about his arm strength and his accuracy, and at times it just wasn't there tonight. And Jalen just kept rolling. He was smooth. It was a well-oiled machine. It looked like he was a fifth-year veteran.
Right.
He played in that that machine of Alabama. He played for Coach Saban and all those guys, and he looked the part. He looks like what we want to see as a quarterback.
Yeah. Louie, how much of the game did you get to see? If y'all can't tell, Louie's vertically challenged.
Yeah. So there were these tall people in front of me, and so I'd have to move this side to watch this end of the field.
Got to talk into the microphone, dear. No, this one.
This one?
Yeah, you got to talk into.
I don't know why they gave me two. Okay. So there were these two tall people in front of me, so I would have to move to this side and stand there and look through this side, and then Bill would scoot over, and then I'd have to go to this side a lot because.
Yeah. Challenges of a 4'9"?
No, I'm 5.
4'10" easy.
5 foot.
Are you as tall as Kyler? No, you're not.
No.
So, one of the few people that aren't as tall as Kyler Murray. I'm as tall as Kyler Murray.
Yeah. What?
I stood next to him. I looked as tall as him. So, but what the thing that stood out to me and what I wanted to watch tonight was the defense and tackling. Still not there. On the first touchdown, there was a shoulder tackle.
Okay, hold on. That first touchdown, I gave Ryan Jones the benefit of the doubt. I thought, he could really blow his teammate up. I thought he pulled back. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I thought he could have cracked Lee Morris, and then we all would have been mad because, hey, that's your teammate. But at times it was spotty, a couple long runs there. But that's on the linebackers. The secondary, I thought, tackled very well.
Yeah. There was a couple of shoulder throws out there that I'm just sick and tired of seeing, but because we've seen them for 13 years, and I know it's something that they're working to get them out of, but it's still, I mean, like Grinch said the other day, was we're still having habits, trying to break habits that these guys have had, and it keeps creeping back in at practice, and they're trying to erase it. So it's interesting to see if he's going to be able to erase that.
The culture change is in effect. The culture change is on. It's good problems to have in April, not August.
Right.
So give them a couple more months. I think, Brian Odom and those guys, Coach Grinch, Roy Manning, those guys, they're really going to emphasize on, coming together, tackling as a team.
Right.
They're going for the ball a lot. I noticed, in their videos that they post, they're really preaching turnovers. We only had 11 turnovers last year.
11.
And I've noticed in our national title years, or the games that we, the years we went to the national title game, we had anywhere from 25 to 32. Yep. We haven't seen that in almost 12 years.
I know. It's we got less than a turnover a game. Hey, there's Caleb. Come wandering in.
Hello, Caleb.
But no, I mean, I like Grinch. I like his attitude. I like the fact that he's not sugarcoating anything with the media with these guys. I don't think it's coach speak. I think he's genuinely frustrated with what he got. I mean,
absolutely.
Because he said that we're doing things here that we have things here that Oklahoma shouldn't have. We have problems, and I love that. The fact that I think he came in thinking I'm going to have some top tier talent, and he doesn't. You know what I mean? He has good players, but he doesn't have the elite that he thought he was getting, and he's going to have to bring it here. So,
and I think you'll see that change in recruiting as we have in this past couple months. Getting the guys we got like Jeremiah Cradell. And those guys, you're getting the taller corner, the more prolific corner. You're seeing the linemen on the D-line, they're cutting down in size. Neville Gallimore, oh my goodness. Yeah. That guy looks like a beast. He was quick off the line, looks skinny. My dad sitting next to me goes, "That's Neville?" I was like, yeah. He's slimmed down, he's quick off the line. The D-line looks really good. If we can just get some sure tackling in the back seven, it could be a different year. I mean, we're not asking for a #1 defense. We're just asking for a top 50.
Right. Exactly.
The conversations are had day in, day out. You have the best offense in the country the last 2 years, possibly in the history of college football.
Right.
And we sit here and talk about, we wasted it because the defense couldn't hold. You get a defense that does mediocre compared to what we had last year, and you're right back in the playoff hunt. You're right back in the conference title game, and you're looking up. And Grinch is that guy. Yeah. I really believe it. He's got the mindset. He's motivating these guys. He's got people believing in him, and the recruiting is just going to speak for itself.
All right, Lori, what do you think of Grinch?
Well, I think he's hot.
You think he's hot? Of course. Well, he stole my hairstyle, mine and Rob's. He got it from us, so.
I like him.
You like him?
Yes, I do.
What about Jalen Hurts? No, here's my question for you.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts, short hair or dreads? Which is better?
Dreads.
I like the dreads. I'd like him to dread it out again myself.
He's faster with the short hair. He's faster. He's a lot faster with the short hair.
I was really pulling for Tanner Mordecai today.
Yeah.
I really was. And he just didn't have it. So, Jalen Hurts looked good.
Yeah. Hurts is. I'm still interested to see what Spencer does when he walks in here.
Oh, man, it's going to be a fun summer.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real fun summer.
You got the #1 quarterback in the country out of high school. He's not going to come in here and just lay down and accept, hey, I know I'm going to get a red shirt. No, he's going to come in and battle. And he's put on like 25, 30 pounds since high school. He's like, I think he's over 200 now, 205, something like that.
Man.
And at the beginning of his senior year, he was 185. So, and it's muscle. When I put on 25, 30 pounds, it's usually,
Shout out to Bud Light.
Yeah. Shout out to Bud Light. So, but No, it was not much. I know everybody gets hyped up about, it's football, and I'll go watch it anyway. But, you sit up there and you watch it and just go, it is what it is. It's not. I mean, Calcaterra didn't play. Who else didn't play? There was a bunch of guys.
Creed Humphrey's out. He had an injury, I believe. You don't have an offensive line set.
Yeah.
Most of your main guys, they got in a couple series and they were out, which I was happy to see. We don't need, we've had a couple injuries come up here lately.
Right.
I'm happy to see those guys just go over and sit, get some of these young cats in there.
Did you see Bedenbaugh's outfit?
No, what was he wearing?
He was wearing gym shorts and a T-shirt. I mean,
hey, he's more than a man than I am. I was freezing.
I was like, all the other coaches were in their slacks and, game day shirts. Bedenbaugh looked like he was fixing to mow his lawn.
Hey, he produces another offensive line like the last 2 years. He can go out there in a mankini. All I care.
Yeah, he will. Bedenbaugh will build this offense. I am not worried about this offense. Bedenbaugh will have the right 5 guys out there. I mean, he's got the best anchor to build around in the country.
Absolutely.
With Creed Humphrey. I mean, that kid's a mountain, and he's one of the smallest guys, which is crazy. He's one of the smallest guys on the offensive line.
One of the smallest at 6'5", 300 plus. Like, how crazy is that to say?
Yeah, and because I know I can't think of his name now. They got one that's 6'9", 2 that are 6'7", I think, and then a 6'6", and then a whole bunch of 6'5s.
Yeah.
So,
take your pick.
But it's correct. I mean, and that guy's a genius. He, like JY has said on our podcast before, it's not that you're the best player in the position. He puts the best 5 guys that work together out there. You may not, the guy starting, you may be physically stronger and faster than him, but the unit that he has out there, this guy works with that unit better. And I like that that.
Oh, absolutely.
That philosophy that, it's not one guy, it's 5 guys, and if they don't do it right.
And it really helps with depth when you got those guys that, I'm a right guard. No, at OU, you're going to play where you fit in. We got a guy that goes down. We don't just have one backup. We got a guy we can flip over here, bring another one in, or, whatever they want to do. And I really like that Bedenbaugh takes pride in that. Having his guys ready, he can play whatever position. They were, Alvarez was a great example. He'd go in at guard. He came in at center. A utility guy, and I think they really tried to do that with the guards, and they can flip off the tackles all day long.
Yeah. And what I like about like Humphreys, and they all say he's just a freak. I mean,
the dude is mean.
Yeah. I know. I mean, there was a couple of games, watching it where he's downfield, just hoping a corner will step up or a safety.
It looked like an all-you-can-eat pancake session at IHOP in that Big 12 title game. I mean, that's not bashing anybody. I'm just saying those guys did that day in, day out.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch.
Yeah, but hey, Blinkin. Oh, Blinkin. You want to join us, Blinkin? Hey, I think he's been drinking a lot.
Blinkin.
Do you want to come up here and talk? Caleb, do you want to come up here and talk?
In case anybody out there doesn't know, Blinkin Riley is here.
Yeah, Blinkin Riley.
The bringer of Twitter death.
the king, the
dragger of bones.
Just cut his eyes out.
Cut it. So like Demo said, if you don't know who Blinkin is, just let a Texas fan or the University of Texas himself say how great Texas is, and Blinkin will crucify them. Correct, sir?
I'll correct them. I mean, their Twitter game's weak, so.
It doesn't matter if you're fresh onto Twitter or if you're a Barstool account. You come at Blinkin, you might as well delete it. Just delete it.
Go into hiding. Surprisingly, I haven't been blocked by very many people.
And that's a credit to your success.
Yeah. The most notable is TCU football.
They blocked you?
Me, yeah.
Well, did you say something sacrilegious?
No, I just told
Did you
them
say
that-
Texas Christian isn't really a Christian school, and they?
I just told them the last score of our football game.
Yeah. That's all it took.
That was it.
Somebody stole one of your tweets. I saw today.
A&M.
Texas A&M
Texas A&M.
Barstool stole one of my tweets, just like they stole some of our Big 12 championships. They're claiming stuff. You ever seen their wall? Their wall of nonsense.
I haven't.
On the side of Kyle Field.
Wall, and it's got all the years that they won different things. I mean, it's all nonsense. They have one from the early 2000s where they say they won a Big 12 championship. They almost won the South Division. They had a tie and lost the tiebreaker. And so they didn't go to the championship game. But apparently they're going to claim that.
Yeah.
Just like they claim tweets, I guess.
So, what's your favorite slang that you've ever put out? There's got to be one that you just are most
favorite
proud
body
of.
bag.
Yeah, your favorite slam.
So it kind of hurts because my favorite one is the one that got stolen today. It really is. I mean, you can say Texas is overrated. Texas is always overrated, right? But this is like concrete proof. This is at the beginning of the season, they're a top 5 team, top 15 team. At the end of the season, they're unranked. Like, they do that literally more than any other team in the history of college football. That's my favorite.
No.
That's my favorite.
And that's facts.
And that's facts.
That is backed up by Google and everything else on the internet that's true.
I literally counted them.
How long does it usually take
Well,
to get some of these stats?
to be honest, like Python helps.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are like scripters,
Yeah.
but like I web scrape everything. And
Okay.
I have like a database that I can query and put together. So when I say I counted, I didn't. My computer counted.
You told
still
it
counts.
to.
It still counts.
I just trusted it.
But don't get it twisted. These are all facts. It's from Blinkin Riley.
Concrete.
And if you come at you wrong, it's going to be a bad day.
Well, and what I love is when they try to argue with you, when they go, oh yeah, well da 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 da, and then you're like, and you drop another one right on top of them, and then it's oh yeah, but it's like stop, okay,
Stop arguing with math.
Actually, what I really like is, after the first round, then I just kind of like offer them up to Sooner Twitter, who they just finish them, right?
Mob mentality, baby. Mob mentality.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and there was one you did, and I don't argue with many people on Twitter, but I will poke a little bit. And this guy, you had put out a tweet or onto somebody, and his tweet was the next 2 years. Oklahoma, 2 Big 12 championships, no playoff win. Texas, 2 Big 12 championships and 2 playoff wins. And I went, Texas is hard, and math is hard in Texas. He literally asked me, he's like, where's my math wrong? Dude, they both can't win a Big 12 championship.
We're talking about appearances here? Is
Yeah.
that what we're talking about? Just showing up?
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
if it's a Texas A&M Big 12 championship, maybe multiple people can have it.
but he literally said the next 2 years, Lincoln Riley, 2 Big 12 championships, 2 playoff losses. Not the last 2 years. He said the next 2 years, this is what's going to happen. I'm like, dude, if you can't tell how your tweet's wrong,
So are we going to tie in Arlington, or how's that going to work?
No, they need to like proofread.
yeah.
I've got a guy, his name is Tom. He like copy edits everything I tweet. I'm like, does this sound okay? Does this make sense? And he's like, he works for Fox 25, so.
Twitter editors.
Yeah.
It's just.
Honestly, what's a normal day? I know you work, and you probably work very hard. Okay, but are you
I work in local government, so.
not so hard?
Kinda.
But so, do you have alert? Is your Twitter account alerted when Texas or And do you sit there all day long looking at your computer screen waiting for somebody to say some shit?
I used to. I used to just scroll through, thumb through Twitter, trying to find like people talking crap and stuff. Not anymore. I mean, people have the bat signal, the like Blinkin bat signal thing. Yes. Like, I don't have to do anything anymore. People like, here, get this guy.
Yeah, people just tag you and say, Blinkin, will you take care of this nut?
Yeah.
So.
It's great. It literally takes a lot of work out of my end of the deal.
Which is great because, it's cool that you have over 10,000 Twitter followers now.
I think I'm up to 16.
16,000? Holy crap.
And one of those is Lincoln Riley himself.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Now, how does that happen? Now, because you blew up over the season, I know that you, Blinkin Stinkin' Riley's stinking tweets that you did on.
I did a segment for a while on Toby Rowland's show.
Yeah.
But there was one weekend where Ty Darlington actually reached out, said, hey, he didn't tell me who, he didn't tell me what position, didn't tell me anything. He was just like, hey, I like your stuff. Do you have anything like on the offense that we could, maybe put together? So I sent him a big thing. A few hours later, Lincoln Riley followed me, Samaje Perine followed me, and I'm just, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a weird thing. I'm just sitting in my office. I'm sitting at my computer, watching YouTube videos and, playing in my database. And Tyler Arlington's like, hey, what's up? It was weird. But yeah, that's that story. That's how that happened.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I'll check to see if Lincoln Riley's still following me.
Now, does Oklahoma football follow you?
They do not.
They do not.
They do not.
Man. Next up, yeah.
And then
after that, I think we gotta get the little blue check mark. That little blue check mark.
I think I need to be verified.
And boy, if you get that before RJ, oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I might have some explaining to do. I've talked a lot with RJ. He's super, super cool dude.
Awesome guy.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he might be fighting mad if I get it before he does.
Yeah. But I think Lincoln has liked one of my tweets once. Well, and that's pretty cool when that happens. You're just like, ooh, oh my God.
It's a weird feeling, he's like sitting around somewhere and like came across your thing, and he's like,
that's cool.
I like that.
Or when
Social media is weird.
Yeah, when I've had Joe Washington has commented on some of them, and it was one we were talking about last year, the number one running backs, at Oklahoma. Who's the greatest? And we did a little poll, and we put the results of the poll out, which it was Billy Sims is who won our poll, and Joe Washington goes, you folks really need to look at, if you want to really know who the best back is, I just went blank. There's a guy there before he was. Oh, my God. Anyway, but Joe Washington corrected me. And I was like, thank you, sir. I agree. So, what do you... It's
hard to go wrong with Joe Washington.
Yeah. But, did y'all see Tommy Harris?
No, he was one of the coaches, wasn't he?
Out on the field. He was the captain.
Yeah.
Dude is like trim and...
Oh, yeah. He got out the league and did it right.
He looks like a linebacker now.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens to linemen. When they retire, they get out of the league, they just... They slim down.
And the skill guys end up gaining a little bit. So they go through their whole life being told, you got to be this size, this size, this size. And once they retire, you can see them flip.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You see, like, on ESPN, you see Mike Gold Jr., and he looks like a basketball player. and then you see, like, commercials with Bo Jackson, and you're like, oh, no, Bo.
Bo, put the donuts down.
Bo knows calories.
Yeah. Well, it's like I don't like to bring up names all the time, but I used to run into J.T. Thatcher all the time after he left Oklahoma. He let himself go. He used to go. There used to be a bar, a nightclub here, Congo's.
Yeah.
He was always at Congo's, and man, he'd been eating some pizza pies or something.
Hey, Natty Champs can do that.
Yeah. But no, did you learn anything? Well, you didn't. Did you get to watch the game here? Did you watch it, or did you pay attention, or you?
No. By the time I walked from the stadium to here, I think there was like a couple minutes left, and you know, priorities. I had to get a beer, so I didn't catch any of it.
And do what?
This is my wife, by the way.
Oh, do we call you Miss Blinkin? It's his wife. You're being videoed. Everybody on YouTube just saw your butt. So,
I've never seen him like this. I'm sorry.
You don't know that your husband is a star?
No, I know that.
I'm actually a pretty quiet guy.
I've never seen other people recognize him. He's quiet. I go with him to haircuts. He has a drink.
So you're shy getting haircuts?
Yeah. No, literally.
So you just sit down and you're like, you know what to do.
No, the last time I was at the dentist, like I'm laid back. I'm like, put the gas on me because I can't deal with this. And you know, they're asking me. They're like, well, what is it? Is it like the pain or the the thought of what we're doing? And I was like, no, it's just people in my space. If I could have the gas when I got a haircut, I'd do the same thing.
So just human beings in general, right?
It's just like a,
Oh, yeah.
It's a
well,
thing.
see, I told you this story at our tailgate this year when we had invited him to our cookout at our house last year and did podcast. After I invited him, me and Rob were sitting there, and he accepted, and we were like, oh, hell, man, what does Blinkin look like? You know, and so we started talking about is Urkel going to walk in here and be the most irritating human being ever? Just
Super nerd.
But when he showed up, I'm out in the front yard. I'm out in the garage, and what's his name? Your buddy Tom
Crittenden.
They get out of his truck and they get a fishing ice chest. You know, the one that's like 6 foot long, out of the back. And they come walking up the street and it's full of Bush beer. And so I was like, I can hang with Blinkin. So yeah, it was his ice chest was the size of this table. But
you know, we like to do it right.
Yeah, there you go. And he is a Bush beer drinker. That is not a myth.
Well, they have Bush Light today, so I had to settle.
But that's not as bad as Demo's morning tailgate drink.
All right, listen. You know that stuff's amazing. It's a beer mosa.
A beer mosa.
A little bit of Coors Light, a little bit of orange juice, and a splash of champagne, and a good attitude, and you have yourself a good time. Terry is just, you know, the times have passed him. All right?
Yeah, I agree.
The beer mosa is the move for a 11 a.m. kick. I promise you.
Now, if you've ever seen...
If Blinkin comes by the tailgate, I will make a Bush beer mosa, and we will have ourselves a good time.
But if you haven't been by Demo's tailgate, you need to get there early because by 30 minutes before game, you won't be able to understand Demo.
I don't shut up. I won't be able to be quiet.
But he goes walking over to our tailgate just so we could try his beer mosa. Hey, you got to try this.
It's better than telling you, no, you can't have that, right?
Exactly. But
no, I'm trying to get rid of all the alcohol so we don't drink it.
But he has a great tailgate, too. No,
Terry's is great, too. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're right across the street from Terry.
Across the street from us.
Sweet.
So if you get a little crazy at ours, go hang out with old man Terry and calm you down a little bit.
Hey, we tailgate next to the Roughnecks alumni, okay, and
I bet that's a crowd.
yeah, I just went like, what's Teresa? Buck is his name. He's the president of the Alumni Association. Dude, you ain't partied until you partied with Buck.
I don't know. We could set something up.
Yeah,
You know,
I'd be down with that.
yeah.
Terry, right now, me or the Roughnecks? Who outdrinks who?
Do what?
Who outdrinks who? Me or the Roughnecks?
Okay,
Not just one Roughneck.
the
all of
Roughneck
Roughnecks.
alumni.
Either one. Hold on, let me set the mood. 2:30 kick.
2:30 kick. They outdrink you.
Oh,
You're-
I don't know. Then I think that's a challenge.
I've seen you at 2:30. Okay. And I've seen them at 2:30. Now, if you want to say a 2:30 kickoff and who's still standing at the end of the night, it might be you.
That's always me.
Okay.
It's always me because I get so frustrated in the first half. I'm sober. We were up 35-7 against Florida Atlantic, and I was sober. By the time I got back to the tailgate, I was mad that it wasn't a shutout. Comes with the territory.
No, comes with. Well, I think the greatest fan base in the country, I still think, is Oklahoma's, but I also think Oklahoma is the most frustrated fan base in the country. You know, because
There's
like
a lot
you were
of
saying, Demo,
crimson on crimson crime.
Yeah. It's the fact that we've, like we said, wasted 2 championship offenses, 2 of the best offenses in the history of college football. And with defense, you know, this defense last year was terrible. You know,
Is it safe to say there's nowhere to go but up with this defense
well,
this year?
we said that last year.
Well, next topic.
I think a philosophy change will help.
Yeah, I did like what Grant said was
Hell, if they go for picks or stripping the ball every once in a while, at least we'll get some.
Yeah.
They might score real quick, but we'll get the ball back. Every once in a while, we'll get a turnover.
Yeah, I love what
better
Grant
than
said.
nothing.
We were 129th out of 129 passing defense last year. I promise you, if I could get that tattooed on every one of these guys, I would. He actually said that.
I guarantee you, no player in their mind likes coming to practice and being reminded how terrible they were the year before.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be a 5-star. I mean, Buki, for example, came in with all that hype, you know, and he's good.
Yeah.
He's crazy good. And for him to come to practice every day and have a coach that just walked in tell you how bad you are, what other motivation do you need?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and he's telling them that every day. You know, reminding them of, you know, what you were last year was a cancer. And we're trying to cure cancer with this defense right now. And it's got to be. Yeah,
That is my statistical analysis. It's bad.
It's bad. And it's funny, when we had the Florida Atlantic guys on our podcast, and we went on theirs, one of the things that's like, man, we've been on the Oklahoma message board. You guys are just going nuts. You were 3rd in the nation last year. You made it to the playoffs, and everybody's just crucifying your defense. What's going on? And we're like, dude, have you seen our defense?
welcome to our hell.
We also watched 2003's defense, and we're like, we know what defense is,
Yeah.
or what it at one point was.
Do you remember in 2008 when we had, the best offense ever?
Yeah.
And we were still complaining about that defense? And then fast forward to the past 2 years when we're like, I wish we had that defense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that defense compared to what we've had, I mean, total different levels.
Right. And I've always said we don't have to have a great defense. We just need to have a good defense, a defense that complements this offense.
Show us a heartbeat.
Yeah. Just get a stop when we need a stop. They did it a couple of times, but like in the Orange Bowl against Alabama. Okay, when we were coming back, but you knew you're not going to come back because we're not going to stop them we're not going to get that stop that we need to catch up.
Yeah.
Our offense scored 6 or 7 straight touchdowns against Alabama. Just bam, but our defense. Anyway.
It was so frustrating after the Orange Bowl to hear Nick Saban get on the TV and talk about, they didn't really stop us. We kind of stopped ourselves. To hear Nick Saban, who's so, more or less he's humble about when he gives his interviews, to say that we didn't stop them, that they stopped themselves, it's so frustrating. So, it was, they were just toying with us.
Right.
Yep.
So
who's up next? I think I got to go find my wife.
Well, I think we're going to give away, it's kind of thinned out. I think we're going to give away door prizes and stuff. We're just going to shut it off here. So, thanks everybody for coming out. Thank you guys for getting up here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We'll see y'all the next time. Thanks for listening to the Sooner Football Fans Podcast. Sooner Football Fans Podcast is hosted by Rob Mixon, Terry Long, and occasionally Caleb Long. It is produced at the beautiful Podcast Palace in Norman, Oklahoma. Follow us on Twitter at SoonerFBFans and like our Facebook page at Facebook.com/Sooner Football Fans and visit our website at www.SoonerFootballFans.com to read our blogs and keep up with our tailgating activities. Boomer Sooner, everyone.